Information over the radio reports that a locomotive has just completed a passenger service at New York Penn has a fault. Okay. Apparently that's what we have to do, whatever that was. Hi, I'm Not Yet Dead, and welcome back to Train Sim World. We're on the northeast corridor. We're using a new loco, the SW1000R, I think. So, another wet day in New York. It always seems to rain in New York. Right, hang on. So the first thing we're going to do is move that. Do that. Right. So, usual stuff. Engine run, generator on, pump on. Put the brake to emergency. Okay. And to release. Put the engine on. I've done the training. I didn't bother recording that. Didn't see the point. So let's hold that. And actually I've done this scenario before. It failed. So I'm doing it again. And for some reason it didn't save that I'd done it either, which is a bit odd. Anyway. So wait for the main reservoir to charge. In the meantime, let's get some of the old lights on. Definitely want some gauge lights. We do like those gauge lights. Cab lights, we'll have them on. It's a bit dull. Don't need that. Definitely want those. Yeah, why not? Definitely want a bit of fan. It's a bit damp today. Put the radio on. No, don't need sand. Don't need the bell. Ooh, heater? No? No, they didn't do anything. Really? Ooh, headlight brightness. Low. Front medium. So what we got? A rear medium. Alright, okay. Front medium, that'll do. Don't need the rear headlight, obviously. Right, okay. Oh, I do want some windscreen wipers though. Hang on, full application. Okay, take the handbrake off. I told you I've done this a few times. So yeah, so basically there's a broke down train. We got to go get the broke down train. Put in the reverser handle, put it to forwards, release the brakes, watch the brakes go, put a bit of power, let's go. Yeah, 5 miles an hour, it's not the fastest journey in the world. Head over to New York Penn, failed locomotives waiting on track 11. This is a busy station where passenger services take priority. In other words, you'll have to wait. And yet we stop at track 14. I thought it said track 11. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so slightly slow start. We'll make the most of it because you're allowed to go. Anything within the 5 is allowed. Okay, that's still set to automatic, which is not what we want. Let's change the brakes. That should be it now. Yep, that's right. It's weird I'm not getting the thing up that tells me I'm changing the brake type. And still brakes aren't coming on quick enough. Come on. I sometimes find the brake button not particularly responsive. There we go. Right, that's better. Slight downhill, so it's a bit tricky this, because it's only 5 miles an hour limit. Kind of want to get there because we've got 200 yards before we can even go to 8 miles an hour, let alone anything else. And so the constant having to put the brakes on to keep us below that 6 miles an hour. We'll just leave it between 5 and 6. We'll let it drift up to 6 down the slope, and then with the brake on, that should be all right. So 3.4 miles to go. Actually, no, we are still gaining a little bit of speed. 160 yards. I'm going to get wet if I do that. It's nice to have it open though. Bit of air. I suppose if I close this one, I won't get so wet. There we go. A bit more to bring us back up to 5. That'll do. Oh, windscreen wipers. There is a button you have to get up. There's a button, there's a manual thing, and there's a valve you can open. I'm just using a keyboard, which if you play this on PlayStation and you haven't got a keyboard, get a keyboard, it's so worth it. And you can pick them up pretty cheap, little Bluetooth keyboard. I did have a funny little one that sat within the controller. It's nowhere near as good because it doesn't have all the buttons. But yeah, reasonably fully functioning one. awesome. If you go on the forums, if you've got your Dovetail account, if you go on the forums, some very helpful people have posted a list of shortcuts or a list of functions on the keyboard. So I have that on my phone should I need it, but I've managed to remember a lot. It's mostly about controlling cameras and things like that, especially in TSW2, where actually you don't have the array of cameras available, but also it saves me using the shortcut menus to switch cameras, which is a bit of a bonus. So we've gone through the 8 miles an hour, so we can now go a bit quicker. Sorry, I was too busy chatting. There we go, and again, we can keep ourselves between 8 and 9, and we're all right. Because we've now got over 1,000 yards to go to get 60 miles an hour. Ugh, it's a bit slow. There's a lot of up and down, a lot of gradient changes and all that sort of stuff. I do get a little bit confused switching between TSW 1 and 2. But the keyboard does help. A bit of brake just to keep us within that 8 to 9 miles. Now down to 970 yards. Still at 0.2% gradient, which is fine. To keep a bit of a close eye on signals. So yeah, I seem to be having the usual issues in recording TSW 1 that I used to get occasionally, just managing to cancel the recording, going through red lights. This is about the 3rd time I've done this now. But for some strange reason, although I did finish it last time, it didn't recognise that I had finished it. It didn't even keep my score, which I thought was a bit weird. But there you go. It's fine. Hopefully beat my score this time anyway. So, right, nearly 800 yards now to 60. It's getting very exciting. Yellow signal. Should be clear. Should be clear, yeah, another yellow. So there's something in front of us, but nothing crazy. I don't think, I'm not expecting any reds until we get closer to Penn Station. It's a fun little train. I do like this one. So yeah, as I mentioned before, we'll try and make the most of what there is on the NEC route, the Northeast Corridor of New York, and then I'm going to uninstall TSW1 and I'll use the preserved collection on TSW2 for everything else. So I've got all the routes in one place. I don't have to worry about putting a disk in, and where possible it means I can use the new controls, though not all the routes have the new controls on them. But I find it easier to play TSW2. And whoops, too much chatting, not enough paying attention. Oh yeah, the gradient's changed to 1%. That would be why. Under 600 yards. It's a bit slow, this bit, has to be said. I've ummed and ahed about doing a bit of time lapse on some of this, but it's fine. I'll be curious to see what people think. Actually, I'm going to, you know, a lot of the new routes coming out have much longer scenarios. So either I stream them or I do them in sections, as I did the one with Clinchfield. Now going uphill, need a bit of power. So yeah, let me know what you think about whether, yeah, time lapse is all right. Whether I should just cut here and there, but that seems a shame. Time lapse with a bit of music, time lapse without a bit of music. Generally less of me talking. I mean, you know, let me know. Comments, always welcome. Always welcome. Got to enjoy it, otherwise what's the point of me making it? I mean, I enjoy making it too, but obviously better if people are actually watching it and enjoying it themselves. We could keep a little bit of power on. Let's see, is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. What about, so 1 on its own isn't quite enough. It does allow us to balance a little bit. I need to watch out because, as you can see, we're going up. The line to the left of us is coming down. So Just need to keep an eye on the point at which will be about when the two meet. We'll start dipping downhill again, I think. Left that a little bit late, so I thought I'd knock it off to 0 for a second. Right, there you go, 1.5% downhill, a little bit of brake then just to keep us under control. Whoa, not enough brake. Not enough brake. Brakes, hello brakes, come on. It's the funny thing, I do find that I'm putting the, you know, I'm tapping the L2 and it just doesn't do anything. You have to really sort of give it a shove, sort of thing. Fine, nearly at the 60. There we go, that'll hit any second. Get back in the cab and let's crank it up. Surging forward, and I tell you what, it don't hang about either. It really doesn't hang about. Let's get there. A broken down train holding up passengers. Holding up other services anyway. Going in the tunnel so we can turn the windscreen wipers off. At least we can try. It's not actually working, it should do. That's a bit odd. Right, can turn that down, put a bit of brake on. Hello, bit of brake, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not able to switch the windscreen wipers off. It should do. Just isn't working, and I can't tell why. There we go. Right, 1.7 miles to go. This won't take long now. Oh. Why can't I switch that windscreen wiper off? It's really weird. It's like the keyboard's just stopped working. No, it's still working because it goes quicker. It just doesn't go slower. Take the brakes off. So I'm going to do this. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And we'll probably end up going over the speed limit, but you know what? It's all fine. I know we're right. Let's see, because one of these is a sort of a manual thingy. Why can I not? Oh, fine. Ooh, collision. That's why. Where should we leave it? Let's put it there. No, let's put it there. Yeah, better. Oh, because we're going uphill. That'd be why. I was thinking, why aren't we going quicker? Gradient's changed. Duh. Then that's all right. Ooh, 900 yards to 15. Okay, so let's just keep an eye out. Should be all right once we get to about, we've got a yellow signal in a couple hundred yards, so we just need to keep an eye on the signals from here on in. Yeah, should be all right. If I say at 500, should probably not even that. We're barely, I'm at 4, we're barely getting faster because of the gradient, which is easing off actually. Yeah, we got plenty of braking time. Signal's gone back to green. A little bit of power to keep us going. There we go, we're on our 15, fine. Right, so now we need to watch signals very carefully. Green, yellow. We're on the level, so that'll make speed control a little bit easier. Still yellow, still alright. Just crossing a little track, so signals will change pretty quickly. A little bit of brake just to ease us in. Okay, so we've got green, so we're alright for now. Just a little bit more brake actually, just as we're coming in, and we got a red in 90 yards. Okay, so the weird thing is we've got a red signal in 64 yards. It's major to figure this out, but our stop point is in 70 yards. But our stop point is the front of the train. The 64 yards for the red signal is from where we're sitting. It's a bit confusing. Or the other way around, no, the 64 yards is in the front of the train, the 70 yards is from where we're sitting. It's a bit weird, because you look at that and you think, well, if I go to the stop point, I'm actually going to go through the red signal, but you don't, it's fine. So we'll just do this very gently. Because normally the stopping point generally is where the seat is in the train. That's where you're aiming to get your, that's where you're aiming for you to be. But in this case, it's marked as being the front of the loco, which is a bit odd. But hey, there you go. Good. Proceed at restricted speed. Okay, so with the camera on the free camera. Okay, brakes are off, a little bit of power. Right, taking it steady, coming in, there we go. Wait for a second. Be connected, all right. Yeah, it looks okay. The uncoupler's on this side, right? Can we see? Uncouple vehicles from the A64 locomotive, which will be on this side. Sorry, I'm cheating a bit. There we go. Okay, so I'll leave the brakes in, and if we change the reverser, which I think is that, right? Looks like the locomotive has an issue, so hold it back sunny side, tie it down at the maintenance facility. Okay. Okay. So, all the way back. Ah, that's why. Oh, that's weird. The windscreen wipers come on. I didn't do that. Or did I? Was I? What? Okay. Anyway, so do that. Right. So I'm going to stand up a minute, because watch this. We're going to do this. We're going to transition the driver's seat so that we are positioned for our return journey. There we go. Now we can see out the back. I don't know why the windscreen wiper's on though. Did I put that on? Did I do that? Let's close the valve. There we go. Even in the right place. Okay, so we put the reverser into reverse. Put a little bit of throttle just so we don't slide back. Release the brakes. And we'll be away. It says here. Why did I just put that into emergency? Okay, so do that. Why is it not moving? What have I not done? Take dem brakes off, leave that like that. Ooh, I know. Is it because we're now hooked up to something? Have we got... Does that work better? Ooh, hang on. Yeah. Maybe. I do have a yellow thing, but I have no clue how to clear it. Now I've had this happen before, and I have no idea what I did to sort it out. I think I just ended up mashing buttons, basically. Pretty much. So if I stand up a sec, what amps? Not a lot. If I sit down again, and if I push that pedal, which I can't do. Ooh, which you can't do, that actually doesn't do anything. Okay, so that's not it. Is there one of them here? Not so as you'd notice. Okay. So if I do that, if I then do that, and do that, because I'm not drawing any amps, am I? So what do I need to do that I've not done? Put some brake on. Or I didn't want to do that. I don't get why the circle button puts the emergency brake on. Has it always done that? It's been a very long time since I've done this on here. Cut-off valve is what? Freight, cut out. That shouldn't make any difference. So if I then put that back one, put this to full, right, okay, release it. Now that's cleared it. Okay, so I just need to do that for whatever reason. There we go. Now we're drawing speed. Now we're drawing power. That's very odd. Oh well. In the meantime, though, the signal's cleared, so that's all good. Looks like that train's coming with us, which is handy in and of itself. Probably want to be closing that window. But I'll open this one. There we go. Right, yellow signal in 90 yards. Just keep an eye on signals and speeds and stuff for a minute. I mean, I think pretty much all the way we're 15 up to we got a yellow, then we got another yellow. We're 15 till we hit that 60, so we should be all right. Just need to keep an eye on the signals. I think we're all right coming out. Yeah. Next one's a green. Next one's a yellow. There it is, and then we should be clear. Take the power off. Just creeping over 15 a little bit. Just need to go through that 60. Just both locos need to go through, and we're away. Let's put the power on. Sorry about the cat, he's really annoying. Got another yellow signal coming up. Tell the loco's working a bit harder to get itself going. Got that extra weight on the back. Another yellow. Really? Okay. Another 60 for some reason, I'm not sure why. Oh, well, there you go. It's all good. Doing okay. Just unscrew my head, it's fine. That clicking's a bit annoying, isn't it? That didn't make a lot of difference. I was hoping it might make it a bit quieter. So another yellow, and another yellow. Still, most odd. So yeah, as I was saying, we'll do a bit more of the NEC. I've only got, I think, this one and maybe 2 more scenarios left to do. So might do a bit of service mode, at least just on the 2 locos, the SW1000R and the cab car one that we did last time on this route, just to get a bit of use out of them. So I might do some services, see what there is, and then yeah, and then we'll focus back on TSW. I mean, I'll keep doing a bit of TSW too in the meantime anyway, but it's quite funny how the graphics don't quite keep up. Right, could do a bit of windscreen Viper. I don't know if... No, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I was afraid that might be the case. Control V. Is that what does the back one? Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay. It doesn't need to be on 100%. It's fine. Because for some reason we are getting a little bit of rain on the window there. 20's fine. Just for a second. Let's go switch this off. There we go. Right, a bit more power as we go up the hill, get out the tunnel. So 0.7 miles to that 15 mile an hour limit. We sort of go the back way round. It's quite an extensive circuit of the yard to get us back to where we were, and I'm afraid it's all a bit slow speed again, but we'll take in some views. It's quite a fun little scenario. There's a little, I mean, it's quite, considering all you basically do is go from, you know, the yard to New York Penn, pick up a train and come back again. It's quite long. It's a lot of slow speed around the yard. I use gravity to slow us down a bit because we've got that 15 mile an hour coming up. There we go, that'll do nicely. Just a little bit of power so we don't go too slow. Oh, of course, 950 yards down to 3 miles an hour, which sounds atrocious, but there is good reason for it. We're on the flat. Rain's pouring down, ever so slightly pixelated rain, but funny thing being the windscreen wiper is actually not high enough, and it's not actually, unless I'm really short, it's not actually clearing the bit of windscreen that I'm looking through, which is vaguely amusing. Oh, sorry, going downhill, beg your pardon. I'm going to say that's not going to hold as much, is it? Push a bit more speed off this time. Yeah, that 1.5% gradient is really see if we can find is there a comfortable point at which we can just maintain a speed? Not really. It's worth a try. Okay, so gradient slightly reduced, 350 yards just coming up to our 3 miles an hour, but it's fine, we'll slow down pretty quick. Yellow signal, so again need to keep an eye out for our signals going back uphill. Next one's a green. Take advantage of the gradient again just to slow us down. Right, just let the speed wash off a little bit. Again, quite a steep uphill now. So put a little bit of speed on, try and keep us going. Just try and use the throttle to control the speed. Actually 3.6 will be fine, because rather like when it's at 5 or when it's at 8. As long as you're within 3 to 4, you'll be absolutely fine. So it could even go just a little bit quicker, just to get us there. There we go. And here we go, into the train wash. I mean, it's not working, so clearly what it needs is a wash, right? I just realised I didn't switch the lights around. That's very bad, isn't it? We should do that. I forgot. Shucks. Shucks. Oh, it's all clean and shiny though, look at that. Does a job. Can't say it's done that much, because it is slightly shinier than it was. Right, got a 50-mile-an-hour limit for a little bit, so let's make the most of it. Only for 300 yards or so, but you have to take advantage of these things when you can. Runaway train. That was close. Messing up again, just going from one game to the other. Jeez. It gets so confusing. Oh dear. Right, just a little bit more power. So yeah, let's go back inside for a second. No, we're not stand up. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Sorry. Right, so we can switch off. Switch on headlight rear. Switch off headlight front. I should have done that when we left. I forgot. Sorry. My bad. Right. Bit of power. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, sorry. Tut tut. Ugh, 0.7 miles to go until we get 8 miles an hour. Sorry. Now, mind you, only 640 yards, but that's as the crow flies. So, yeah, I don't know whether we'll make that 8 miles an hour or not. We just basically go around a massive circle. So if I get the map a second, I'll show you what we're doing. Hang on, sorry. So yeah, we're going around this loop, and we have to come all the way back down. I reckon we may hit that 8 miles an hour before we get to our stop point. Actually, no, we won't. What am I talking about? Sorry. That's nearly twice the distance. It's not that far round. We're just sort of at the apex now. Start to turn back. So that 650 yards will start to reduce. Yeah, the whole as the crow fly things on these markers is a little bit annoying, has to be said. Oh, which reminds me, I did forget. So, I have discovered that we can, that's probably the most important one, to be fair. But we don't necessarily need all of those. Or, I can't remember which was which. Next signal's less critical. Next speed limit change, actually right now isn't critical at all. One of these we can remove completely. That. Right, so let's do that. That's quite cool. I don't think you can get rid of that one at the top left, though you can in the main menu. Right, we're going downhill, so let's just gives a cleaner interface. It's really nice. I like it. What you can also do is one of these. Is it this one? No, this one. Yeah. You can get rid of the dot in the middle, which is pretty cool. Sorry, speeding again. What do you think? I quite like that. But actually the next speed change would be useful, which is that one. So you can switch those on and off and alternate between the two. Signals is fine, because actually, especially at this speed, I'll see the signal in plenty of time. If you're doing stuff at high speed, it's nice to see the signal. Sometimes it's not clear. But actually, it'd be a good practice to try and figure out by eye, right? Speed changes sometimes can be difficult to spot. Again, though, this sort of speed, it's not that big a deal. I just think it gives a much cleaner interface. I like the fact that I can switch on and off the objective marker at will, because it's fine when you're on track, but if you're trying to find the right button, if you're on a scenario and you're trying to find the right control button, switch, whatever it is in cab, it can be useful to have that on so that it shows you which switch it is. But once you're moving, it's not a problem. So it's nice to be able to switch that off without having to go in and out the menus. I like it. I only found that out recently again. Keyboard shortcut. So if you've got a PlayStation, get a keyboard. Well, I recommend it. I can't remember if it works on Xbox. I'd assume it does as well. I actually don't know, to be honest. What I haven't got used to yet is using the keyboard to do everything. Because of course you can also accelerate, decelerate, brake, blah blah, all that. You can also do the keyboard, and you've got different button combinations for different brakes and all this sort of stuff. So it's quite clever, you know, switch between your brake control set, but I like using the triggers. Just that feels more intuitive to me. And of course it gives you complete free control of the camera, which is much better than it would be if, say, I was using a mouse. And anyway, I haven't got a mouse on my PlayStation, so that doesn't matter. It's not an option. But yeah, pretty cool. And we do this. which is an interesting one, isn't it? On the other side of the fence. But it's too wet to be sitting out here. Oh, and I also found out recently that if you mess about with your camera, say you leave it somewhere really weird, like that, then you can just do that and reset it again. Which is pretty cool. Right, how are we doing? 130 yards, a little bit of break, just to slow us, keep us under that 5 miles limit. So I was right, we did just about make it before the 8 mile per hour section, but we're not done yet. So this is a stop at, so we've got a stop in 100 yards. This always becomes more entertaining. I need to keep an eye on points as well, actually. Actually, there's probably a way to switch that off as well. That's probably also one of those buttons. Right, next one. This is us. Oh, how's about that then? Spot on. Right, where are we going now? Uncouple vehicles. Oh, right, okay. Oh, sorry. Right. Actually, what I'm doing, the coupler should be, no, it's on this side. Here we go. Now what? Grips on the return the switcher back to the siding. Okay. Right, so go via Sunnyside Yard Loco Siding 5. Just keep an eye on the old speed, but let's check points. Okay, so we've got to come about past here. So for the second, let's just do that. It'll set itself, but let's just do it anyway, just to be sure. Slight downhill, but not a lot. A bit of break. It's kind of weird. I was like, oh, we've gone past it, but no, of course we haven't. It's on the next. So actually, it's interesting. It doesn't give you, it's good. It doesn't give you the full instruction. So yeah, you can see actually this is pretty much where we started from. We're basically taking the train back to where we were. Oh, the loco rather. You know what I mean. The switcher, as it was just referred to. So just got to get it past that switch point, track switch, lever, we go. And again. That should be alright, I think. Right, so let's try that. We've gone far enough. Ooh, actually, maybe we haven't. Just a little bit of break off, a little bit of power, just move it ever so slightly. There we go. That should be alright now. Then we can change this. Nicely done. Forwards. Okay, so back in 5 mile an hour limit, slight uphill though, so we'll be alright. Also means need to change the lights back. So the only snag of taking the dot off is then knowing where the dot actually is. There we go, done. Can take a bit of fiddling. Okay, 80 yards, go via. Objective complete, so what's next? Stop at location, 295 yards. Okie doke. Let's go and have a look. Ooh, hang on, which line do we want? That's all already okay, that's already okay. That's where we're going. Bit more power. Here it comes. Move out the way. Oh, and he's I need to mess with the windscreen vipers again, doesn't it? I haven't used anywhere near enough horn on this one. Tut tut. We actually see the bell moving? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, that's very cool. See the donga donging, so to speak. We could probably switch it off though now. I said we could probably switch it off now. Oh, sorry. We could probably switch it off now. It's weird how the changing the controls also changes the keyboard functions. It's very strange. Anyway, right. So we checked all of the points, so we should be okay. There's the broke down train, which I'm sure will get fixed when it stops raining. You don't want to be fixing electric trains in the rain, it's just not a good idea. Right, so can we figure out then, oh, just done it again, look. Right. Which of these is, because one of these has got to be that one, 7. Hee hee! I like it. That's very cool. Oh, a little bit sharp on the brakes. Never mind. Wasn't quite as perfect as last time. And we're done. Alright, set the reverser to neutral. Which is this one here. Oh, this one. Move it handle. Done. Disembark. Probably better put the brakes on full, right? Okie dokie. Switch off the windscreen wiper. Especially the rear one, that's a bit pointless now. Oh, hey. Sorry. Now I can't remember which button it was. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Right. I know it's not in the right position, but it don't matter right now. For some reason we're leaving all the lights on, leaving it running. But there you go. Maybe someone else is going to use it in a minute. Despite the fact that we just nicely parked it. So where do we go? This way? This way. Look back at our little train, little loco, and we're done. Get rid of the dot. Well, I did disembark. What are you doing? Hello? Somewhere here. Why is it not? Weird. Oh well, there you go. Nice. With a bit of luck this time, it'll remember. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. And if you did, likes and subscriptions are very much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you on your next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.